Alrighty, welcome to 3v3 replay analysis with Gormyx, and I'll get right into it. So here we are on the kickoff. Okay, so that's a fine kickoff, but what you can do in the future if you want to improve your kickoffs, instead of just driving straight at the ball, what you can do here is after you pick up this boost pad, just do a front flip. So hold down boost, accelerate, and then just do a forward front flip towards the ball. And what that'll do is it'll give you a little bit more momentum without using the boost that you need or that you've picked up. And so by the time you get to the ball, you can add another front flip or a side flip right about here, and that'll let you save even more boost rather than having zero boost before you even get to the ball. And what that allows you to do is basically, you know, if something like this happened, you would have a little bit of boost here where you would be able to hit the ball towards the net and potentially get a goal out of it. So it just helps you have a little something in your back pocket where you might be able to like sneak in a goal, or even just help you recover a little bit faster and get the side boost. So it's just generally a good idea to have like 10 or 13 boost after your kickoff. Your teammate comes flying in, trying to get a score on the net, but misses, so we have to go back and get the boost. But we missed the boost, and that's fine. So, okay. So it's a good idea to turn for this ball, but you kind of see young Dagger Dick looking like he's going to make a play, but he misses. So that's generally fine. So as soon as you see that clear, you should be going out of the net. Your teammate's rotating back. So you could try and react a little bit faster to that clear. So he's going. He gets a slam and clear out. You could probably even have rotated near post here and get a little bit closer to your teammate to help back him up, because you know that other guy's on his way back. He's just going to rotate in behind you. So you could be a little closer to this ball. But now we have to turn around and let that guy hit it. Okay, teammate's cutting in front of you here, so we have to back off. Now once you back off, you don't need to do this power slide turn. So unfortunately that guy comes in and cuts us off, so we have to turn around. And then once you turn around, you should just go back. Like, there's no point in just turning, trying to hit this ball, because your teammate is probably behind you. Yeah, so this guy is literally right here, and he is ready to charge at this ball as soon as you turn away. So once you make that decision to back off, let this guy hit the ball. Don't do a turn. If we watch here, that just completely confuses your teammate, and he's left in an awkward position. So once you make that choice to back off, just try and be aware of where your teammate is behind you and if he's ready to take that ball from you. That way you don't have to make this awkward turn, double commit. So this is fine. And I don't mind you turning for this ball because your teammate was on his way back. Good idea for this wall hit. A little bit lacking in execution. I would like to see you get up to this ball right as it is about to hit the wall, and then hit the ball a little bit earlier before it comes down. See if you can hit that ball a little bit earlier, you could get a shot on net maybe. But just a bit of a timing mismatch. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I don't mind that too much. I would maybe try and get back a little faster here, do a flip or something, because your teammates are in kind of a rough spot. It'd be nice to have you kind of back post up by this point. And you see your teammate kind of flailing in the corner, so you can go for this ball. Okay. I don't know if I like the positioning here. Yeah, you should be aware that both of your teammates are already on this ball, so you don't really need to be this close. So yeah, kind of back off. But once you see your other teammate like flip out of this play, so you see him backing up, so instead of taking this corner boost, you should be getting ready to support your teammate who's on the ball, since Zoo is rotating out. But instead, both of you are now back, since you decided to get that corner boost. And now there's confusion because it's not really clear who should be going for this ball. So everything's kind of in limbo. This guy comes out, which is good. So yeah, I mean, your teammate is kind of on this ball still, so it's hard for me to say. You know, I can see why you're hesitant to go for it, but sort of lingering, like right around this point, I don't know if it's really a good idea to just linger in this position. You should either turn to go back or try and get a challenge here. So you can only be indecisive for so long. Eventually you have to make a choice, either challenge or go back and let your teammate, who is probably behind you, or in the corner for some reason, go for this ball. So yeah, I probably would have tried to challenge this ball. You know, up here you should recognize that he might get a center and be center, so you can essentially get a scoring opportunity. So be a little bit closer to this play, don't hang back as far, and you might have been able to get a goal out of that. But because you were kind of back and far away from the play, you weren't able to follow up on that touch. So I think if you had just been a little closer there, could have been a goal. This power slide is unnecessary. By this point, the teammate should definitely be back. Let's see if I can figure this out. I don't know which teammate it was. Yeah, like you see that guy behind you, he's ready to take this ball, so we don't need to do that power slide turn. Just kind of messes up our teammate. Again, with the power slide, it's not necessary. Just do a normal turn. Your teammate misses that ball, which is unfortunate. Again, our teammate's already here. We don't need to flip towards this ball. So he's going out. We can just kind of back him up. I would go to like the right corner is probably where this ball is going. So if you had gone to the corner there, you would have been in position to hit this ball. But now you have two cars double committing upfield, and some awkwardness ensues. Okay. So you should be able to hit this ball. Good. Good. Okay, not so good. So mechanically, a little bit of lacking here. We should be able to hit that ball out to the middle to a teammate. Once this guy misses, just even getting a shot on net there would have been good. Okay. There's not really any need to do this play. You're rotating back. Don't turn, because your teammate's probably getting ready to take that ball again. So I think he would have been in a better position if you had just rotated in behind him rather than turning for this ball. Okay, so we get the boost. I mean, you had time to get the boost there. I don't know why you decided to turn in. This is a bad defensive position. Ideally, you want to be over here. So you should grab this boost and then hang out in this area, or hang out. This is like the far post, so hang out on the far post. That way you can save any shot that might come and go in this direction, like over your head from this position. So ball goes that way. Okay. Yeah, so we can't really do anything with that. Gotta go back. Oof, close. Okay. The biggest thing I've seen so far is just not having enough speed to make a meaningful play, and not having the positioning to set yourself up for good plays. So at this point, I would have liked to see you back off to the corner instead of tracking this ball, because that way your teammate could come in and hit this ball. He's already right here, so like he's already ready to hit this ball. So by turning towards the ball, you're cutting him off, and in your rotation you could get this boost, or you could just go straight back to this post here, be ready to defend in case he misses. So you got to be able to recognize that your teammate should be hitting this ball and not you. And your teammate does hit the ball. No boost, but we can get a decent hit out of that. So now we should rotate back. Okay. And now we should be picking up boost pads during this whole exchange. So once you make your touch here, you should be on your way back, probably to like midfield. So since the ball is just kind of floating in their half, there's no need to go like all the way back just yet. But we should pick up some pads, so you could either take this route here, where if you look you see all of these small boost pads kind of going in this arc. If you look at it from above, there's like an arc on both sides. So you can take all these small pads back to midfield, or if the ball gets down here, you can keep going and take them all the way to your goal. Or you could just go and get the side boost. Either one. But definitely there's ample opportunity for picking up boost at this point. But instead we only have 25. Okay. Good challenge. Alright, so that worked out. Even though we didn't get the boost, the other team double committed, and then we were able to get a goal out of that. So, nice job. This turning around by your net is not really doing much. We should be pushing up at this point. Still would like to see you closer to this play. Zoo is rotating back, so it's your job as second man to support the guy on the ball and be able to take over if it gets cleared over him. Still should be closer to this ball. There's no clear coming at this point, so there's no point in being like facing away from the play. You should be facing towards the play, ready for the ball to spill out towards the middle or towards the side wall. And it goes towards the side wall, so now you can go up the wall. Decent hit there. Good recovery. So yeah, so this was fine up until that last turn that you made, like getting this touch. And then you should try and get to that ball quickly. Now Zoo is roaring in, so that's not ideal, but everyone backs off for some unknown reason. It's like there was a ghost on the ball or something. No one tries to hit this ball. I don't know why. I think it's because young, what's his face? Young Dagger Dick looks like he's gonna hit it and then he doesn't. And no, Peach Prize looks like he's gonna hit it and he doesn't, so. But yeah, someone should be challenging that ball. I would prefer if you challenged that ball. So after you make this touch, do a quick turn down the wall, or do a jump off the wall and see if you can get a flip. It might just not be in your mechanical tool house, but something to consider. Rotating back is fine. Decent defensive position there. I like where you were positioned. Teammates got a hit. And we're a little bit too close. So I liked where we were. And yeah, just unfortunate, a little too close. I generally liked where we were positioned though, so I'm not too sad about that. But once you see the ball is going over your head, you should either immediately make a play and try and get a pass out off the corner or something, like an aerial, or just drive away and just rotate behind Zoo. What you don't want to do is back up, because that again will confuse your teammate. So you go up, backing up, and then if you take a look, where is your teammate? He's coming in for this ball. He's roaring in. You see the boost trails. He wants to hit that ball. But since he backed up, now he has to second guess if he can commit to this ball because you're not rotating out. So just something to consider where your teammates are. Ends up being a pass to him though, which is good. Oh, unlucky. Yeah, we should have been able to hit this ball. Power slide there is not necessary. That caused you to lose a lot of momentum when you didn't need to. You could just turn towards the net, and then I think you would have been able to hit this ball. Yeah, I think you wanted to like rotate into net here, but you were already in front. I would have just honestly just cut off your teammate here, because they were rotating the net. So you see him, he's driving this way, so he's probably just gonna turn around and like sit here, which means that it's either your job to be behind him in this area, or since you're already out here, you might as well just cut and go in behind this guy. It would make the most sense, rather than trying to rotate into goal with your teammate. Which we end up going, but it's a little bit too late. And now we have some awkwardness. And then that's just a little bit of awkwardness. I think if we had just done a side flip there, it would have been fine. Okay. Again, just seems like you have a lot of hesitation for challenging the ball, which is understandable and flat. I get it. We end up getting a goal though. Alright, let's see. Looks like a kickoff goal here. little miscommunication on the kickoff. It's fine. So I don't know if anyone would be back for this, but I would probably just jump and try and hit this ball. Looks like your teammate is going up for it. But you could have even gone up for it a little bit earlier and try and get a clear out to the corner so that your teammate doesn't have to try and make this save. So if... oh shoot. I'm so bad at this. Okay. So go back. Ball goes that way. You have 100 boost, so you could probably beat him to that ball, maybe. Hard to say. But we didn't go for it, so that means our teammate. So no one actually hit the ball, which is surprising. Okay. Yeah. So since you decided not to go for the ball, I would like to see you rotate to the far post instead of trying to get it off the bounce. So get into more of a defensive position. Instead of being here, you should be like over, like where your teammate is, I guess. Rotate in behind your teammate potentially. Let me see where he was. Yeah, you should be rotating in behind this guy here instead of in front of him, because he's going to be the next one in for this ball because he's further back than you. So let him go back and turn in on this ball if he wants, and then you can come in behind him. I think that's probably the best play. Because of that confusion, we have a goal. So we missed the boost, unfortunate. Teammate took the boost, unfortunate. Not a huge fan of this rotation. Once you don't get the boost, you can do like a semicircle here. So you see all these boost pads, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just do a semicircle and pick up all of these 5 boost pads. And there's 12 per pad, so that puts you basically like full boost. So here I think we only picked up like a few of them, so just be aware of that. I keep doing this. Let's try this out. Not used to all the replay tools yet. So we have 0 boost. There's not a lot we can do on this play. What you should do is try and see if there's a side boost available, which I don't know if it's a replay bug or not, but we should probably at least pick up some of these small pads before we try and make a play on this ball. And that's just a mechanical error. Little wave dash, alright. That was dangerous. So you should know that your teammate should be going for this ball, so you should be in a defensive position, which you kind of are, but you don't have any speed because you kind of hesitated. You were coming back and like, alright, I think I'm going to go for this ball, and then you stopped because you saw the shot coming. So you should either go for the ball or be ready for the shot. So try and pick one. Try not to hesitate too much and do 2 things at the same time. It almost ends up being a goal. Let our teammate do his thing. We hit the ball. A little bit awkward of a landing. I think we could have gotten this boost. Like, let me go back again. I completely Alright, there you are. Yeah, if you had backed up, you could have gotten that boost. So this is awkward. Good save. Not good. Okay. I mean, that's our teammate's fault for throwing that ball, I'd say. And then that obviously is not ideal. So a little confusing, but if we had a little bit better positioning on our way back, we might have been able to help out with that. It's hard to say because he could get a shot off from there, so I think that was good that you blocked that angle. And then we got bumped, so yeah, maybe not a whole lot you can do about that one with the amount of boost you had. But if you had picked up that boost, then different story. Again, hesitation. You were going for the ball and then you backed up. Now you have no momentum and now you're completely out of the play. So either go for the ball or don't go for the ball. Don't put yourself in a position where you're going for the ball and then you don't, because now you're out of position. Okay, I don't know what happened here. Did we end up in overtime? Okay, yeah, so overtime. Little wave dash. Nicely done. Okay. Yeah, there's not really any need for you to encroach on this ball. You have two teammates already on the ball. You don't need to be this close. You could be forward even, since two of the players on the enemy team are on your half. You could be forward to the right to receive a pass. As unlikely a pass may be at this rank, but either that or be back to support. But being this close is generally a bad idea. Get blown up. No boost again. This is not a great position because your teammate is already over here. So if you look at where Zoo is, he's already on this back corner. You don't need to be in the corner. You should be getting boost, like pick up some of these pads. Do the little semicircle I was talking about. Take all these pads back here and then rotate in back post, and then you can help follow up with Zoo once he's on the ball. But right now you're kind of in the same position as Zoo, which is not ideal. Now you're both probably on this. He rotated back because he saw you, so he's smart. And now we're finally getting boost. So if you had done that 10 seconds ago, you'd be much closer to this play, and you might have been able to hit this ball. Again, turning around for no reason. You can just go ahead and challenge this ball. It might be a mechanical thing, like you might not be confident that you could hit this ball, but you've got to work on your wall mechanics to be able to at least attempt to hit the ball in situations where it's your job to hit the ball. What are we doing up hitting the ball? So let's go. There's no reason to flip back to your half here. You'll notice that the ball is cleared very far upfield with a decently powerful hit. So you can definitely push up on this ball or rotate in behind this guy. You see him charging upfield. So you can definitely start moving upfield to be a part of this play rather than flipping back. The flip especially is not necessary. We can take this ball though. Again, just the mechanical thing, I'd like to see a better touch here. You could get a shot on net even. With a little better mechanics, you could get a shot here, force out a save, pressure the ball a little bit better, but by making this touch to the side, you're just giving the other team possession of the ball. Do not follow this ball back, because your teammate is probably already in position to take this ball. As you see here, he's already ready for this ball. So generally, after you make your play, you don't want to follow the ball back. You want to rotate away from the ball. So if the ball is moving in this direction, you want to rotate in this direction. That way you can see what's going on. You can see where your teammates are, where the ball is headed, and you can get out of the way so that your teammate can make a play on the ball. But by rotating towards the ball, you're confusing your teammate who isn't sure if you're going to randomly like jump and try and hit it, or if you're going to try and take control of the ball, so he has to rotate out. So it's overall just generally a bad idea. So we'll see what happens here. So he ends up making the play, getting it around you, which is good. So now we're back. Again, not really any need to flip back towards your half here. Zoo is going to get to that ball first, so you should be rotating in behind Zoo rather than going back. Good attempt on the aerial. I think if we had done that rotation a little bit sooner, we could have beaten that guy to this ball. A little better position. Again, rotating towards the ball. You should be rotating away from the ball, away from where the ball is headed in this direction. Rotate around your teammates towards the back post. That way your teammates can go and challenge this ball, and they don't have to wait to see what you're going to do. Okay, so your teammates should be coming up on this ball. I don't know where they are. Yeah, your teammate's not close enough to the ball. I would have checked first just to see where your teammate was, make sure they weren't already coming up on this ball, and then you can go ahead and cut in and try and make a play. Just trying to be aware of where your teammates are, where they should be before you go to the ball. So can we get it clear? Unfortunate. Yeah, so again, just a little bit of mechanical mishap here. You don't need to wait for Zoo. You could just go try and get it clear off the back wall. It's going to be a lot better than anything he tries to get. So even if you double commit for this ball, as long as you get a decent clear off the backboard, you should be fine. But because you slow down and he misses, it puts you in an awkward position to hit this ball. Like if you had just kept boosting here and then flipped into the ball, you could have gotten a clear. But now you have to make an awkward jump here in front of the net, resulting in the goal. And that's it. So hopefully that was helpful. I think you can definitely work on your rotations a little bit. Try not to rotate into the ball as much. Make sure you're rotating far post. If you want more information on that, there's a good tutorial by Musty on YouTube that you can watch that explains it in a little bit more detail. But it's basically just rotating away from where the ball is headed on your way back, rotating to the goalpost that's away from the ball, letting your teammates be able to follow up on that without you being in the way. And also just a little more mechanical ability, but I think you could mainly improve on your rotation, and then your decisiveness as well. There was a lot of moments where you could have gone for the ball and you wanted to go for the ball but you didn't, and you were sort of in limbo. So it doesn't matter what choice you make, go for the ball, don't go for the ball, but you have to make a choice. You can't try to do both at the same time, so keep that in mind. So I'd like to see you try and just challenge the ball more, because I think you see these opportunities but you don't attempt them because you think that you're gonna get beat, and it's okay to get beat because then you know not to do it next time, and then you'll have a better idea of when to go, when not to go, instead of trying doing this back and forth kind of business. So hopefully that was helpful. If you have any questions, definitely let me know. So yeah, thanks.